Are we live? Are we live yet? Big up on the self, people. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But yeah, I'm here. Bigging up all the listeners out there. And wow, it is amazing out there. Isway, big up yourself. DJ Sin, big up yourself. Sure. Jerry P, big up yourself. Yeah. Oh yes, and I spoke to Al Mac yesterday. I have to say, he asked me to, let you guys know he will be back soon, giving it a couple of weeks. As you know, he wasn't too well. He's on the mend, taking it easy, relaxing. So he will be back, hopefully, God willing, in a few weeks' time. So yeah, we're gonna have them great tunes from Al Mac. So yeah, guys, look out for Al Mac. Um, yeah, and I tell you, it's crazy out there because there's so much events going on at the moment because it's that time of year, isn't it? That we have all these park events and yeah, enough things are going. So it's kind of it's nice. It's nice. Um, I haven't been to a few of them for a little while now. Doing a bit of working on my album, recordings, rehearsal, the whole heap of little different things I'm doing. But yeah, guys, getting there, getting there, getting there. Working on a wicked track at the moment. So yeah, it's all good. It is all good. You know what, people? What I'm gonna do? I'll start off. Got some news here. Regarding what's going on in the world and all these things. But yes, Sunday blessings. Right. We've got some. Let's have a look. As we know, that the hardest thing at the moment, guys, is the household bills. Now, you can compare your household bills. As you know, with the Martin Lewis, Martin Lewis, he's got his website, he has his TV program on during the week. And this news, it's been updated. So this is Sunday, the 1st of June, 2025 at 13:29. So yeah, this is kind of fresh still. Now, compare your household bills. So use our tools to get the best deals, whether that's your energy, whether that's for your energy or your mobile or broadband bills. Use their calculator because he's got a really good calculator. So check it out, guys, because you might find something somewhere else cheaper. Sorry. Um, so you use the Cheap Energy Club to compare energy deals, or try their broadband comparison tool to find the cheapest broadband deal because there's lots of deals. I mean, people are constantly phoning, code calling, trying to, giving us deals every day. So it's just a matter of finding the one that suits you. Now, there's a calculator that you can check out all the information that you need to know. So check it out, guys. We've also got use our cheap mobile finder to find the best deals for your phone. So there's also that as well. So there's lots of information that's going on at the moment. There's loads of information out there. Now we also have a bit of news on the. I'm going. Hold on. Let me go somewhere else first because there's something that really stuck in my mind that I found so disgusting. Hold on. I found it really disgusting. It was, may I tell you, people wicked, people are wicked. So we've got here, this was 29th of May 2025. So South African mother sentenced to life for selling her daughter. Now, this woman, well, we can't judge anybody really and truly. It's not for me to judge. But at the end of the day, it's a really sad situation. Now, let me read on. So, a South African mother has been sentenced to life in prison for kidnapping and trafficking her 6-year-old daughter, Jocelyn Smith, who vanished over a year ago. A witness testified the child was sold to a traditional healer for 101 to I'm telling you, it's not good. It is not good. So yeah, this let me read on a little bit more. So South African woman is sentenced to for kidnapping and trafficking her 6-year-old daughter. She has been sentenced to life in prison along with her 2 accomplices. The jail term for Raquel Kelly Smith, her boyfriend Jackiel Jackiel Apollis, and their friend Stephen Van Ryn came more than a year after Jocelyn Smith's mysterious disappearance outside her home in Sadula Bay near Cape Town. So anyway, I don't even know if I pronounce it right, but anyway. So despite, yeah, Delray Carbon, big up yourself. Big up yourself, big up yourself. So despite a high publicized search for the girl who vanished in February 2024, she's yet to be found. South African prosecutors say she was sold into slavery. However, this was not definitely proven during the trial. So the judge took over an hour. Why does this keep popping up? Sorry, guys, this keep getting these pop-ups. Right, so the judge. So let me go back there. So sorry, people. Right, so a South African woman convicted of kidnapping and trafficking her 6-year-old daughter has been sentenced to life in prison along with her 2 accomplices. So despite high publicized search for the girl, who vanished in February 2024, she's yet to be found. South African prosecutors say she was sold into slavery. However, this is not definitely proven during the trial. It is believed that Smith, who was addicted to drugs, needed the money. The sentencing follows 8-week trial that captivation. Sorry, guys. Yes, Sandra, big up yourself. You're there watching on. So you're on Twitter, girl. All right, big up yourself. Sorry about that, guys. So the sentencing follows an 8-week trial. Oh my gosh, my phone is ringing. You know what? I'm going to have to let that ring. Or do I answer? Do I answer? All right, may I go answer? Hello, hello. Hi there. Guess what? I am live on London Hot Radio. So, how are you doing? Big up yourself, yeah? Yeah, and then what I'll do, I will give you a call a bit later. All right. You all right, Dua? All right. Okay, okay. And everybody's good? Uh, yes. All right. Big up yourself. Thanks for the call. All right then. Big up yourself. Later. All right. Wow, sorry, I had to answer that, guys. I did have to answer because I did call them earlier. So big up to people, them family, and everybody out there in Florida. Want to big up on herself. Right. So all right. No. So this, and you know what, guys? It's live. We are live on London Hot Radio, so anything goes. You know what I mean? Well, not anything goes, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Sometimes the calls them
London Hot Radio.
come in, and we have to take them. Yeah, and big them up as well. So big up the people in Florida. Big up them, my family in Florida. Big up my family in Jamaica. So yeah. Where was I? So it is believed that Smith, who was addicted to drugs, needed the money. The sentencing follows the 8-week trial that captivated South Africa, with witness and prosecutors making a number of shocking allegations. Judge Nathan Eramus, I hope I've pronounced his name right, says he drew no distinction between the trial and handing down the sentences. So, and that's on the human trafficking. because people. There's a lot of human trafficking that goes on. It's been going on for many, 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 many years. It goes back to slavery times also, but them time the people never really looked upon it as human trafficking, but it was. But yeah, so on the human trafficking charge, you are sentenced. This is what he says. So on the human trafficking charge, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. On the kidnapping charge, so you are sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, he said. The loud applause in the courtroom. So there was a big applause. And and the little girl is so cute. What a pretty little girl. Anyway, so Kelly Smith goes on to say here, Kelly Smith refused to testify in the 8-week trial. So Judge Eramus took over an hour to deliver the sentence and was measured as it gave a brief summary of the case and highlighted points that stood out during the trial. He rebuked a trio, especially Van Ryn and Smith, saying they show no remorse for their actions. There is nothing that I can find in redeeming or deserving of a lesser sentence, he says. He also spoke of the impact their conduct had on the community of Medalopus, where the girl lived, saying it had left the residents frantic. Smith, 35, and her accomplices showed no emotions as the sentences were read out in the community centre where the trial was held. So this to allow residents, so they also allowed residents within the community to go to the because it was a community centre, so it's like a community. Yeah, so it's a community centre in Saladaha. Okay, so tears and heartbreak over tragic story of Jocelyn Smith. The South African police target gang kidnappers, women in shopping centre. So there's also, you see, these things are never ending. It's just constantly. That's why, guys, you've got to be so vigilant. Women have to be vigilant. Men, you also have to be vigilant. And furthermore, the children have to be vigilant. And kids must listen to an appearance, because a lot of the times, we think, as kids, we think that our parents are talking crap, and so many kids go missing. There's so many things that happen within various different communities, and parents are constantly talking to their kids because it's high level regarding kids, because kids are innocent. And it's such a high level crime regarding kids, and kids are the future. Kids are our future, and it's not easy. It's not easy raising your child, giving birth to a child, raising your child to a certain. I mean, this little girl was 6 years old, and raising her and then Finua said, "Why?" Anyway, the mother did dip on drugs, so that have a lot to do with it. Anyway, let me continue. So police said the search for the little girl would continue even beyond South Africa's borders. So we will not rest until we find out what happened to Jocelyn. We are continuing day and night looking for her. Western Cape Police Commissioner Themesby. Anyway, right. So the commissioner, the National Prosecutor Authority (NPA), welcomed the sentence and lauded the work of its team in providing that Jocelyn was sold. So and delivered to a intended buyer. So this is what they have. I'm not sure how exactly they have received that you know, how they realize that that is what's happened. But I think there's a lot of information floating about regarding that. So you know, so the National Prosecutor Authority, NPA, welcomed the sentences and its team, providing that Jocelyn was sold and delivered to an intended buyer for the purposes of exploitation, namely slavery or practicing similar to slavery. So during the trial, the identity of the intended buyer was never revealed. So the BBC asked the NPA for further details, however, a spokesman was unable to provide any. So emotions were high ahead of sentencing, with anger, community members saying that the trio should get a harsh sentencing because they deserve it. So ahead of sentencing, Jocelyn's grandmother, Amanda Smith Daniels, once again pleaded with her daughter to bring my grandchild back, or tell me where she is. I don't feel that any sentence that they give will bring my grandchild back, she told the local broadcaster Newszoom Africa. Miss Smith Daniels said that Jocelyn's disappearance has left a family heartbroken. She urged her daughter to stop blaming others for her misfortune, as she was the person that did the deed. During the trial, the court heard testimonies from more than 30 witnesses who painted pictures of the young girl's troubled life and subsequent disappearance. Kelly Smith and her accomplices refused to testify or call any witnesses for their defense. The most explosive came from Laurenta Lombard, a friend and neighbor of Smith, who turned state witness. Miss Lombard alleged that Smith told her she had done something silly and sold Jocelyn to a traditional healer known in South Africa as a sanagoma. A sanagoma. Okay. So the person who allegedly took Jocelyn wanted her for her eyes and skin, Miss Lombard told the court. So a local pastor testifies that in 2023, he had heard Smith, a mother of three, talk of selling her children for 20,000 rand, which is $1,100. British sterling, it is £850. So each thought she had and was willing to accept a lower figure of $275. Jocelyn's teacher then alleged in court that Smith had told her during the search for her daughter she was already on a ship inside a container and they were on their way to West Africa. It was the testimony of Miss Lambert and the clergyman that were key to securing a conviction. Why? So during the sentencing hearing, Smith was described as a manipulative and somebody who told bald-faced lies. The social worker appointed to comply a report on Smith and her accomplices went so far as to say it would not be a stretch to conclude that Kelly Smith is the mastermind behind the trafficking of her own daughter. The court also heard powerful statements from those who knew Jocelyn about the devastating effects of her disappearance in the community. Yeah. Why, may I tell you, excuse me a minute, people. That is so sad. And you see, the thing is, when people are on drugs, they will do anything. They will sell their grandmother. When they're on drugs, they will sell whatever. They just don't care. They just don't care. But yeah, that is it's really really terrible. Really really terrible. Mm. So this news was the 29th of May 2025, and it was Kelsa, a BBC News Johannesburg. You know, you know, we it's not for us to judge, you know. And more time with Afi, pray to the Father and ask him to forgive us for any little comments, any little things, any little comments or little things, unknown mistakes that we make in life. Like, for example, a Christian person or a religious person, they be hearing the story and they would say, oh, that person should be hanged, or that person should, this shouldn't, that should happen to them. They should be, but um, all aside is we have to pray for forgiveness for the little things that we might say, things like that, because it's not for us to judge. I mean, the judge judges what he needs to judge and makes his sentence. And all we can do, I just pray for things to change. For the, it's. I mean, people have been praying for these things for years, and all we can do is pray to make sure that our families and our friends are safe, because it is really, 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 really terrible out there. Really terrible out there. I have some more news here. Sorry, I'm just checking on a few things. Now, I'm gonna. Now they are saying that they. Go back to a different one there. I have so much news, I say, I have so much information here. What I wanted to talk about, but yeah, people, we just have to give thanks. We gotta give thanks and praise for our life, and make sure that we make our life as best as we can. Guys, let me touch a little bit on because it keeps on popping up here. Right, so let me go away. I saw we have so many different different places, different things coming up. Hold on a minute. Right, so guys, let me touch a little bit on the Martin Lewis. He's got banking and savings, information, household bills, different deals, and also insurance. So he has his website. You can also download his money saving. He's a money saving expert. You can also download and find out loads of information for yourself regarding deals, household bills, all the different things that's going on. So I did touch a little bit on the household bills already, but there is, I can't stress it enough. There is a lot of help for you out there for your household bills. I will keep singing that song. There is a lot of help out there. So if you need help with your household bills, if you need advice, take a look at the money saving tips and tricks. So, is it time to fix your energy or stay on the price cap? So learn how to check. So also, if you are on universal credits, pension credits, or the equivalent benefits, you could be eligible for special social broadband tariffs. Compare deals with MSE. So you can check out loads of stuff that's going on. There's a calculator. check out, you type into, you click on the calculate, the correct button. It says how to find broadband. So, need new broadband deals, but don't know where to start. And then it's got a little button that you can click on. I'm going to click onto it. And once you click onto it, it takes you over to a page and it gives you all the information that you need to know. It is so easy. Let me go back here. So back to the energy price cap calculator. So the energy price cap calculator, which controls the most of the household paid for, how you pay for energy. So this will fall by 7% on average on the 1st of July. So what you will pay depends on the usage. So how you pay and where you live. So as we know, we all know that it depends on where you live. There's different bands in the areas where you live. So it says use the energy price cap calculator to estimate how much you'll pay. There's also information if you're still unsure on what exactly the price cap is. There's a button that you can click on, see what the price cap is. So it's good to know, because you know, if you don't know, there's nothing wrong with it, guys. There's nothing, you know, don't feel shame. He's laid it out so well that there's a button that you can click on where it says what is the price cap. You can click on that button and you can find out what the price cap is. I'm not going to click onto it because it will take me out of this page. So it says not sure about whether to fix or stay on the price cap. It's got a button that it says should I fix. You can click on that button. Yeah. So check the latest energy price cap predictions to see how it could change the future. That's another one that you can click on. So if you're struggling to pay your energy bills, but there's lots of help out there. If you're struggling to pay your energy bills, there's lots of help available. You know what? I'm going to click on that one. So I've clicked on that button. This was updated on May the 27th, 2025. So you still do. So what to do if you're struggling to pay your energy bill? So this is Andrew Capstick, Energy and Utility Editor, edited by Luke Warren, and this has been updated on the 27th of May 2025. So the price cap is set to fall by 7% on the 1st of July. But energy bills are still struggling, and if you're still struggling with energy bills and which is leaving many people struggling, in this guide we walk you through. He says we walk you through step by step through the support that's out there. So in this guide, so it's got a little section here, guys, and it says in this guide, step 1, if you are struggling, talk to your supplier ASAP. It has to help. Let me click that. So I've clicked on that one where it says step 1, if you're struggling with your talk to your supplier. So it says new rules for forced installation and prepay meters on prepay and struggling. So there's little buttons there also that you can click on to find out information. So get on the priority service register if you're vulnerable. So there's a priority service register, which you definitely will get that support. Step 2, check if you qualify for government support. I'm going to click that one as well. So if you qualify for government support, so free installation and boiler and grants, funding for some vulnerable households, the warm home discount, help for some pensioners, and also cold weather payments. So, you know, your supplier does these things for you, and a lot of us are not aware. Step 3, find out how energy firms and others may be able to help you. Let me click on see what they say. So energy suppliers, hardship funds. Hardship funds. So energy suppliers have hardship funds also. Now, a lot of us didn't know that. You know now. Yeah? So once you've spoken to your supplier and you are struggling and you make them aware that you are struggling, there is a lot of help out there for you guys. Um, Step 4, find out where to go for free one-to-one advice and wider depth help. So I've clicked, something's tickling my nose, man. Bit of dust. Um, so there's different sections here, as I was saying. Um, so free one-to-one service and advice and wider depth help. So there are a number of organisations and charities out there that can provide one-to-one support and advice. We focus on the main ones that operate nationwide, but there could be more local support offered by the regional charities and other local authorities too. So all of the organisations below can come up with help for you. So down here, it's got, yeah, so it's got lots of different, whichever supplier you're with, it's got all the information there. Talk to your suppliers, find out what help you can get. There is, let me show you. So energy help and grant specialists. So there's also a charity below. I'm going to tell you the name in a minute. So the charity below offers help and advice on most energy bill problems if you're struggling to pay. So include help with funding, government grants and schemes you might be eligible for, help applying for support through energy suppliers, charitable trusts, and help with complaints. So that one is called, this one is called the National Energy Action. That's the NEA. So the NEA is a national fuel, poverty and energy efficiency charity. So this, so that offers, so this offers, so what they do, they offer free support service known as WASH, Warm and Safety Homes. So WASH stands for Warm and Safe Homes. So they're known as WASH. So if you put that into your Google search, type in WASH, Warm and Safety Homes. So it provides energy advice to householders in England and Wales on income maximum. So so they give you okay. So energy bills, fuel debt, energy efficiency, and a trust fund applicants. So you can also apply. You can also apply to them, guys. So you can contact the NEA on 0800 304 7159 or fill in an application form. So there's an application, there's an online application form. There's a button there you can click on and fill in the form, or you can give them a call. So back in 2022, MSE, which is Martin Lewis, founder, so he funded 100,000 for it to set up a web chat service to help more people, which launched its web chat service in April 2022. So a long time to Monday about, you know. So due to recent cold weather and ongoing energy crisis, the charity is very busy. So its online referrals form a temporarily closed to new applicants. So we'll update this guide once it reopens. Yeah. So there is obviously there's a lot of help out there. So I will keep you updated on that, guys, because that one is yeah. I'll keep you updated on that, because there's not much information there regarding that. But however, as I said, there's a phone number, 0800, I'm going to repeat it. That's 0800 304 7159. Or alternatively, you can fill in the online form. Right, so there's also Home Energy Scotland, which is a non-profit organisation backed by the Scottish Government that offers free practical advice and offers information on energy in Scotland. You can call it on 0808 808 2282. That's 0808 808 2282. Or you can also contact them online. There's also NI Energy Advice. This is a service offers important energy advice for those in Northern Ireland. You can contact it via online. There's an online form, or alternatively, you can call the number on 0800 111 4455. That's 0800 111 4455. There's also a new platform, Lightning Reach. So it lets you know what grants you might be eligible for. So it helps to apply. Even if you don't get it, guys, it's worth a try. So it also points you in the direction of other financial support, such as benefits you might qualify for as well. There's also a charity run website called Turn to Us. Yeah, that's called Turn to Us. It has an easy to use grant search which tells you how to contact any suitable charities directly, or you can register for free with an account. Yeah, so you can register for a free account to send online inquiries and applications to charities throughout the site. So listen, guys, there is just so much information here. Sorry. So if you're struggling with more than just your energy bills, there's also information here, because it's like a domino effect. You've got your energy bills, you've also got various other bills as well that are coming out that you're struggling with. So if you're struggling with more than just your energy bills, so while the organization below offers help for all the types of energy problems, the main aim is helping with budgeting and debt. So if you find yourself in energy arrears or any problems stretch beyond energy, which problems that stretch beyond energy, these might be the best. So we still have the Citizens Advice Bureau. Remember, Citizens Advice Bureau always help people. Back in the day, enough people used to go Citizens Advice Bureau. It's so different now. Back in the days, you could just walk in. There was a bell. You could just ring this bell and the reception talks to you outside, and then they let you in, and then it changed to appointments, which was a good way of doing it, because the place used to be like a doctor's surgery, So Citizens Advice Bureau, if you're in England or Wales, you can speak to a trained advisor on 0808 223 1133. That's 0808 223 1133. Or alternatively, you can fill in an online form and they'll respond by email. So if you're in Scotland, you'll need to speak to your local Citizens Advice Bureau. Yeah. You can also get help from the local advice agency. If you're in Northern Ireland, it says it can help with most energy problems, and it can also refer you to its extra help unit, so which can provide dedicated support to people in vulnerable situations to resolve problems with their energy firms. We also have Step Change. I've mentioned Step Change so many times. Step Change is a charity that provides free debt advice to people in England, Scotland and Wales. You can contact it on 0800 138 1111. That's 0800 138 1111. Or alternatively, get online debt advice. So there's a form that you can fill in, and you can get your advice that way. Because I think a lot of the times when you call the numbers, you are waiting in a queue. I know a lot of these companies now and charities, they have a callback where they can call you back once you press a certain button or the hashtag, whichever one it is, and they can call you back. But it's difficult if you are working and you have to step out to take a call, and you know it's a call you've been waiting for. So sometimes it's difficult. So sometimes the best thing to do is fill in the online form that they have, and then they will contact you via email. Um, you can work with this online debt advice, so they can work with you to develop a personalized plan to make repayments, set up and manage a debt management plan for you, or even help with ways to write off your debts if you're unable to pay. So step change is a very good one, and they are very good. Um, we also have Money Helper, sponsored by the Department for Work and Pensions. So that's Money Helper, and they are sponsored by the Department of Work and Pensions. So it provides free um, um, confidential money guidance to anyone in the UK. So you can contact them on 0800 131 7777. So, or via the website, there's like a web chat or email. You can also contact them on WhatsApp. So, as well as personalized advice on guidance or money issues, including energy bills and how to prioritize debts. Mm-hmm. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Um, as well as prioritizing advice and guidance on money issues, provide energy bills and how to prioritize your debt. It can help you find a free and confidential debt advisor in your area. Because I'm telling you guys, you'd be so surprised how many debt advisors you've got in your area. So, yeah, I'm keeping you up with all the happenings, guys. I'm telling you.
London Hot Radio.
Yeah, because we are live on London Hot Radio. I am Lady J. So, there's also a national debt line. So it's a debt charity that gives free independent advice to people in England, Scotland, and Wales. So you can talk to it via a web chat or by calling 0800. Sorry, this 08. So you can also chat to them by calling 0808, yeah, 808 4000. So that's zero. Sorry, this thing keeps on. So 0808 808 4000. So it has a free budgeting tool and can help you work out your debt management plan. So you can literally go on that, and it's got a budgeting tool, and obviously you're going to be typing in lots of different information. I can't tell you much about that, guys, because I have not checked that one out. Let me go on there and have a look. Okay, so it's free trusted debt support. So it's a national debt line, and it says to get help. We're an independent debt advice charity. So if you're struggling with debt, we can help. And there's a button that you can click on, and it says get help now. You can also chat online. Things to know before you use the web chat. So our web chat is free for use. You should set aside 30 minutes to an hour to get the most of the session. So check that you have a stable internet connection. We may ask for some more basic information, but you can share as much as you feel comfortable with. Guys, there's also a video that you can watch. There's also other ways to get in touch. You can also call them between 9 and... So they're open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday to Friday. If you'd rather not talk, you can get a tailored advice about dealing with your debts with My Money Step, available 24/7. So guys, there is a lot of information. Popular tips, credit score problems, dealing with bailiffs, dealing with creditors, court action, cost of living, housing. There's lots of information there. Let me go back because I've clicked on. Yeah. So it says you're not alone. We're helping thousands. So we've helped thousands of people in all kinds of situation take control of your debt. And there's a lot of information here. The advisor was sympathetic. This is some feedback. So the advisor was sympathetic and understanding. Thank you. This changed my life. So that's a national debt caller. There's lots of. I'm not going to go into too many of them, Guy. So also, if you're worried about somebody else, so if you're worried about someone you know could be struggling with debt, we can help you to understand what to do. So there's a whole heap of information there. Yeah. So there's a lot of information there, guys. So check it out. But yeah, so check it out, guys. Sorry, I'm just looking. There's just so much information here. It is. Listen, it's a good read as well. But don't forget the energy. There is a lot of help available. So if you're struggling to pay bills, there's a lot of different charities. I will keep you updated. Sorry, I'm just looking at their website. They've got loads of stuff. Look what I've come across. So how to save on the cost of watching TV. As you know, we have to pay TV licenses. So over half of the UK households are signed up to at least one streaming service. So while millions spend hundreds. No. Don't want that. So while millions spend hundreds a year on digital TV subscriptions, don't overpay. So make the most of your streaming service trials. So watch hundreds of films and box sets for free. Check, this is what really gets me, check if you really need a TV license. Yeah, because a lot of people are opting out of this TV license thing. Save on streaming, include Apple TV Plus, Disney and Netflix Prime Video. Listen, the list goes on. Cut the TV cost. Find out if you really need a TV license. That's the main thing. We've also got a little bit of information here on the council tax bans and save thousands. So our guide looks at how to lower your council tax bans and save thousands, covering the following topics. So how council tax was originally calculated and why you may be overpaying. Because this is what comes up a lot of the time. A lot of us are overpaying with the council tax. Listen, the council tax is so expensive, and the thing is, if you don't pay it, it's problems. You know what I mean? So we can't get out of it. But the most we can do is how you can check. There's how much can I expect to get? So if you're if you feel that you've overpaid, you have to obviously check. There's a button you can click on and check if you are overpaying. Find out the exact band that you're living in also, because it's all to do with the bands. So how much you're expected to get, check the challenge. So challenge your band. So you think you might be in the wrong band? Follow this council tax reclaiming step by step. So there's, as I said, there's a way you can click on the button. Go to moneysavingexpert.com. Yeah. Find out about. Just click on. Once it says household bills, you click on the button. You'll see all the information coming up. Council tax. Click on that one, and it tells you how to check if you're in the right band. So I think that's a good idea, guys, and it gives you a step-by-step guide to check if you are in the right band, if you are paying the right amount of money. So once again, guys, if you're struggling to pay for your energy, there's step-by-step support for you out there. So check it out. But there's a bit of message here. Let me see this. So, right, so I've gone over to the council tax check and challenge your band. So, this is how, listen to this, how 400,000 may be able to lower their bands and gain thousands. So, hundreds of thousands of homes across England and Scotland are thought to be in the wrong council tax ban. This means that it's important to check your property is in the right ban. Something our tried and tested system can help you do. So it's not a matter of, you don't really need to ask the direct council services. You can check it out yourself. So somehow, some homeowners and renters have unknowingly been overpaying council tax for many years, even decades, because their bans are too high. So payouts worth thousands are a commonplace. So what is a council tax ban? Let me click that one there. So a council tax ban is each residential property in England, Scotland and Wales is assigned to what is called a council tax ban. There are 8 possible bans. A property can be starting with A all the way up to H, and these bans determine how much council tax you pay each month. So the cheapest council tax ban is A, with each ban getting progressively more expensive. Ban H being the most expensive. However, exactly how much council tax you pay will depend on where you live and the local authorities. So it depends on where you live, as the local authority decides the level of the council tax charge on the various bans. So to check which council tax ban your property's in, see gov.uk. I'm not going to click it. So for check gov.uk, England and Wales, or Scotland. So you'll just need to punch in your address or your postcode. So important, even if your property is in the correct council tax ban, you still might be overpaying. So if you're due a council tax discount reduction, check it out. So why many council tax bans are wrong? Why are they wrong? So many homes are in the wrong council tax ban and have been since 1991. So the story, once upon a time, way back in 1991, in a time, the launch of the new council tax system, that the government needed every property in the land to put a value on band. So, but time was short and the job largened. So the people in charge asked the state agencies and others to help. This is where the problem began. So, yet even with all the estate agents' help, they didn't have the time to check in detail the information. So they didn't have enough time to check the detailed information together. So they set about doing it quickly by pairing up and driving down countless streets. Yeah? Countless streets associated with people's property. A band, with just a glance, they became known as second gear variation. Okay. So as they mostly never even stopped their cars, never mind got out of them, many years passed and still nobody came to rescue the poor valuations in England. And Scotland, throughout the Welsh government, reassumed. Oh my gosh! So all the homes there in 2005. So the flawed old valuation sets. So they still use it. So what you're saying here, they're still using that same old system. So it look like them still are drive down the road, the streets, and validating them. So So the still forward sold validation still detects much of England and Scotland's bands, which is why you could be paying more than your neighbour, even though you live in exactly the same size property. Martin has been campaigning about this since 2007. So when moneysavingexpert.com founder Martin Lewis was launched his council tax ban check challenge system back in 2007, it hit the headlines in a big way, making the most. So it also made front page. The scores of newspaper on the same day he presented a primetime ITV show on how to do it. So over the years, whenever we've heard from many people who've successfully lowered their council tax bans thanks to the help of Martin's system. So if you've also used the information in this guide, please do let me know. So it's good to give feedback if you have used it. So he goes on to say, are you one of the hundred thousands that is owed money? Mm-hmm. So there's a video also. I'm not going to click on it. So there's a video also. So the clip has been taken from the Martin Lewis Money Show live on Tuesday, the 16th of January. That was 2024, with permission of the ITV studios. So all rights reserved. So watch the full video if you can. So the ITV X Hub, you can watch it there. So watch Martin's original council tax ban briefing. There's a little button here that I'll click on. So there's also information. Have you watched Martin's original council tax ban video briefing the vigils? So they look a bit grainy, but it was filmed back in 2008. But the information still stands. So guys, please check it out. I will keep you updated with this, because you see, right about now, it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the monies. It's all about trying to hold on to as much as you can, because believe it or not, it's a recession again, you know. As much as people might not believe it, but it is recession. I mean, people are slowly coming out of it because there's lots of information regarding help and support that you can get. So people also worry about, should I challenge the council tax ban? So they also worry about that as well, because they're thinking, some of them are so dedicated to their council, the information that they get from their council, that they religiously don't want to look anywhere else for fear of getting into trouble with the council tax and having to, you know, because I've heard people, you know, talk about, especially the older generation, your senior citizens, you know, they're so set in their ways. So set in their ways. I'll give you a little story. I remember, guys, we're almost coming to the end of my show, but I'll give you a little story. I remember when I, back in the day, I went down to my father, God rest his soul, and he had received a rent rebate. Now, this rent rebate at that time, this was like it was around about 1989. And he received a rebate where he'd paid X amount of rent, and they decided that they're going to send him this rent rebate. Anyway, it was 2,500. Them time they used to put it in your bank account. They would send it by check. Anyway, he said him said, no, me no want it. Give them back their money, because as far as he was concerned, that they had made a mistake. And this is how the older generation are. You know, they're so set in their ways. He swore blind. No, pay them back the money. We don't want it. Get them back. You know, and I'll never forget that. And I'm saying to him, Daddy, at the end of the day, it's monies that they've given to you. It's monies that where you've paid X amount of rent, they've now given you back a rebate. And he was like, what is rebate? Now, Daddy, them come over upon the Windrush time, them time there, you know what I mean? So they are very much set in their ways. So senior citizens, and they just wanted to do everything by the book. I know a lot of people that came over on the Windrush also, a lot of them lost their passports and all these madness went on with them. Luckily, my mother and father, they held on to their things, and a lot of my family did also. However, there are a lot of them that still struggled. But I tell you, I never forget that. And I was saying, Dad, this money's yours. You know what I mean? You don't have to pay it back. He said, no, pay it back. Get them back them money. Me no want it. Anyway, we did convince him eventually that take a holiday. You know what I mean? Use the money, take a holiday, which he did. But it just goes to show that there is a lot of there's always been a lot of help out there for us, but it's just to know where to look, and the help that you can get is tremendous, and guys, make the most of it. Get the help that you need. It's not about no shame right now and feeling ashamed of taking help and getting support. It's all about sorting out your life, making sure that your family is happy and everybody can relax and go on with themselves. And guys, big up yourself, Isway. Isway's coming here now. So guys, I'm gonna say see you next week. Have a great day. Don't forget, school returns tomorrow. I can't believe it. I wish we had 2 weeks, but yeah, guys. So kids go back to school tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be busy again. So make sure you enjoy your day and enjoy your week. On a big up on yourself. One love, one aim, one destiny. I'm Lady J. I'm out.